Hi friends, Crafty Queen Bee here to share a DIY with you on how to make this cute fake cupcake ornament. It's a little time consuming, but friends, look how cute it turns out. It looks hard, but I'm going to show you how easy it can be. What you're going to need to start off with, you're going to need some spray foam, a tin, cupcake tin, some cupcake liners. You're going to need some embellishments, some spackling, and it's got to be the lightweight spackling. Ornament hooks, scissors, a couple of paint brushes, your Mod Podge, glitter, paint, food coloring, and just a little container to mix your spackling and color with. You're going to need your glass of water, just a plate for the paint, and a napkin. And I always use a glass to put the icing bag in. You're going to need an icing bag, and you're going to need a number 1 star Wilton's tip. I know you're thinking, ooh, that sounds like a lot, but friends, don't be scared. You've probably got a lot of this stuff, like these embellishments and glitter and Mod Podge. If you're a crafter, you have a lot of this already. This is going to go a little fast and furious because this morning when I tried my spray foam, it was out of control. The stop button did not work. So I'm still going to try and show you how easy it is to start off making these little cupcakes. First of all, you're going to put your cupcake liner. And what I did, because you need to weigh these down, I cut a little piece, a little circle out of cardstock, and I put it in the center. And to weigh it down, I'm using just three paper clips because they get top heavy, and I had to find that out the hard way. I think it's best if I put some gloves on, and I should probably be doing this outside, but I just want to show you how to make these, and I think I can do it from inside the house. Let's see.
You know, you could probably go to the hardware store and pick up some washers to stick on the bottom of those if you wanted.
Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, the little washers. Are they expensive?
I mean, you can get cheap ones.
Are they cheap? Like how?
Like you can get like a bag full for a couple bucks, like $2 or $3.
Oh, that might be the route to go. Thank you very much. Oh, I love that my son's the cameraman. He's so efficient. Okay, friends, this is going to be fast and furious. Once you have your cupcake liners and everything's ready to go, you get your spray foam, and I got this at Home Depot. And it did work the first time I used it. It worked very well. But this morning, for some reason, it had no breaks. And you don't want to overfill it. You just fill it halfway, but make sure you get all the sides. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, stop. All right. Oh, thank goodness. Friends, it worked out better than what I thought. Okay, this is about how much you put in it, and this is what it'll look like once it expands and it dries. Now, I gave it 5 hours to dry before I started working on it. So it's something that you can do in the morning or in the evening and let it dry and then work on it the next day or later that afternoon. Okay, I'm going to show you. Once they're dry, I painted just with the paint regular acrylic paint. I painted the cupcake to look like it was baked because a little bit of it will show. And after you do that, this is what it looks like before though. After you do that, I wanted it to have a little shine to it.
Are you not going to paint one?
What?
Are you not going to paint one of them to show them?
Sure. Sorry. Here we go again.
Well, I'm curious now.
Crafty Queen Bee skipped a step. All right. So I think I'll just use what's in the lid.
And what paint is that?
It's acrylic paint. This color is, you can use any color you want. This one is light mocha.
Okay.
Because this is kind of the color that mine take on when I bake them. And they're ready to go to be frosted. There you go. And this is what it looks like after it dries, okay? So then you take your Mod Podge and I just put a little around the base of it because that's the only part that's going to show. I can take these gloves off. I did want to point out, friends, that you do need to wear gloves if you're working with this stuff because it is very sticky and it's just terrible on your skin. All right, while that's getting dried, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this little jar of spackling, and I got this particular one at the Dollar Tree. And folks, this is what it looks like. And I'm just using a plastic spoon to put it in this little container. This little can will probably get you three big ones, I want to say. Can't remember, yeah, about 3. So if you plan to make a bunch of these, it's best to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get the bucket because it's very inexpensive. That's what my husband said. My Janito said, it's not expensive. All right. I don't want to hear any screaming when I go get one. Okay. And friends, let me tell you, the first time I tried this, I failed miserably. I had seen these at a craft show last year and I fell in love with them and I thought, oh, I need to make some of those. But every attempt failed. In fact, I got something to show you. You know those cute little mugs with all the tall whipped cream looking stuff on it? Well, I tried that and it was real pretty and high, and then I sprinkled it with cinnamon to look like it was hot cocoa and Cool Whip. And then the next morning, look what happened. Because I used caulking instead of the lightweight, what is this? The spackle, thank you, but it's lightweight. It has to be the lightweight. But so if you use that other stuff, it will not work, trust me, because look what happened. It looked real fluffy at first. I mean, it was really high. And then in the next morning when I woke up, it's what I had. Not good at all. Okay, friends. Another thing I learned in the process of failing was a lot of people use paint to mix their color. I found that for me, what works best is food coloring. So I just got a little package of this Adam's Extract food coloring, and it works really, really good. I'm just going to briefly show you. You start with, I think I started with 6 or 7 drops, and then I go from there. And something I found out too as well is you can mix this ahead of time and have it ready to put in your frosting bag or your piping bag. You just have to be sure you have it in a sealed container.
That actually looks really good right now.
I know, it looks like frosting, but I was going to tell you, although this looks like it's ready to go into the bag, it's not. You have to put a few drops of water in there, otherwise it's going to be too thick. And if you get carried away by any chance and put too much water and it gets too thin, just add a little flour and it'll make it hard again, or to the right consistency. Okay, I've already got something ready, but once this is ready, you put it in your piping bag, and I put my piping bag in a cup because it's easier to scoop in there. And I'm not going to do this because this is not ready, it needs a little water, but that's what I do. I scoop it in there, but let me back up.
Well, how much water does it need?
Just like, I just put like a couple of drips of water, a little.
Well, are you looking for like a particular consistency within it?
Well, you want me to show you?
Yeah.
I just put water in this measuring cup, okay? And I'm going to show you about how much I used. It's better to start off with not enough than too much.
Now, what kind of consistency are you going for there?
Like if you were to frost a cake.
Okay.
Like, this is still too thick. This is more like ice cream. Like melted ice cream.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put a little bit, because it's gonna be easier to decorate if it comes out smooth and it's not too thick and not too thin either, because then it'll lose the style of the tip that you're using. I know this seems like a lot, but once you get past this stage and you're ready to decorate, it goes by so fast and you'll be so excited with your finished product. This is about the time that I miss all my nieces and my sister-in-laws. We'd probably be making these if we still lived close to each other. We'd be making this and trying out new crafts. I really miss them. My Midland family that all moved away to different places. There's still a few there, but okay, I don't know if you can tell or not. It's like soft ice cream right now. That's perfect. That's the consistency that you want. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside because I've already got some ready to go in a piping bag. But normally what I would do, you get your frosting bag, you cut the tip off, and then you slide your tip in there. This one has a holder because I used to be a cake decorator at one time. Another thing that I wanted to mention, folks, is once you use these materials, like the tips, the bags, the container, all of this, once you use it for this project, do not use it for food. I just wouldn't recommend it. All right, let's just be safe. Okay, so normally I would scoop all this in here and fill it up and be ready to go, and it'll look like this. I have some green frosting already. See? Same thing. I just made a lot of red ones. I wanted to make some green ones. Another tip I have for you, this one's all ready. I went ahead and cut some little pieces of cardboard and taped the cupcake down to the cardboard because, like I mentioned, they get top heavy, and guess what? They don't stay in place. I learned that the hard way, and I don't want you to have to go through that. So here we go. Folks, how fast and easy was that? That is too cool. Okay, now reach into your fun box, your embellishment box. And I usually hit the sales at Michael's and Hobby Lobby after Christmas, and I get all these little packs of like peppermint stuff and, oh, I don't know, just a bunch of goodies. And I stick them on ornaments and stuff throughout the year that I work on for Christmas. So I'm gonna start with this cherry looking little ball up there. I'm going to use this candy cane. Oops, can't forget the glitter. Let's put some glitter on there. And this is just regular Prisma glitter. Iridescent glitter. And this came from Walmart. Okay, I want to make this fun and cute. All right, let's see, what else can we put? Let's put some of these little beads. How about a peppermint? Whoops, that didn't work. More stuff for the back. All right, let me see, what else can we put on there? I think that's looking pretty good. We might need okay, and the last thing I'm going to put on there is a little ornament hook. And maybe I cut these straws that I got from, I think I got these from Walmart and used them on another project. And I had them left over, I think from 4th of July. Look at that. Friends, how cute is that? That is so cute and fun to make. Let's try another one. You need to squeeze this down. And this has been in this bag since 10 o'clock this morning, so you can prepare it ahead of time.
What time is it? It's 4 o'clock now, so it's been however many hours.
Yeah.
It's 6 hours, sorry.
Okay. And if you happen to get an air bubble, you can always go back and fix it. Like just happened back here. All right. Looks like it lacks a little bit there. This is too cute. All right, I think on this one I'm going to put a peppermint up at the top. And then again, I like these little embellishments right there. Oh, maybe we'll put a gumdrop in it too. Oh, this makes all the difference in the world, putting them on that little piece of cardboard. I had one that was decorated so cute and bam, it flipped over. Oh, it was heartbreaking. I wouldn't want that to happen to y'all. Yeah. I forgot one thing. Do you know what I forgot? Glitter.
Yep.
Oh well, it's never too late to put the glitter on. And they all come out different. They all have their own personality, and I just love that. This one could use something in front. Let's see. Oh, how about a peppermint? Friends, there you go. Such a fun project. That's all there is to it. I know it seems like a lot, but friends, you can do it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and liked it, please hit that like button. Don't forget to share, subscribe if you haven't already. And friends, let's craft something and be happy. See you next time. Bye.
Wait, so how long does it take to cure them?
5 hours, I said that. Oh, bye.
Yeah, no.
Girl.
I mean, they can't go hang them up on the tree.
No, let them dry overnight.
Overnight?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, back up, back up, back up. Yes.
Now, can you stop making some fake ones and make some real ones?
I promise this week I'll make some edible ones for sure.
All right.
Hold me to it. Bye, y'all.